Weak bloodline.
A crack echoed through the dojo. Kai crumpled to the wooden floor, one hand pressed against his cheek.
Next time you correct me, boy, remember your place.
The other students froze, their faces masks of terror. No one dared speak. Minutes later, a silver sedan pulled up to the dojo entrance. Tetsuya Kuroda stepped out, his expression already heavy. He saw his son on the floor, a red mark blooming on his cheek. Tetsuya's hands closed into fists at his sides.
Not a word, he'll pay for this, but not here.
In the back seat, Kai's tears finally fell. He pressed his palm hard against the bruise, but the pain wasn't just there. That night, Tetsuya sat on Kai's bed, phone in hand. He took a slow, careful photo of the purple mark on his son's cheek. Kai slept. Tetsuya stood in the doorway, the photo glowing on his screen. Tomorrow was the tournament. He'd be ready. That same afternoon, in the Kuroda dojo, the new senior instructor, Masaki, stood before a class of 20 young students.
This kanji means honor. Every student in this dojo must burn it into their memory.
Sensei, the second stroke in this character is written incorrectly on the board.
What would a yellow belt know about stroke order? Your father teach you that at his cheap school? I see it now. Weak bloodlines breed weak children. That's what's wrong with this generation.
He's wrong. Father says our bloodline is strong, but why is he so angry?
Weak bloodline.
The world spun, but I grit my teeth. I won't cry. Not here. Not now.
The students stared in horror. This wasn't the first time Masaki had struck a child, and the dojo's silence had become its shame.
Tomorrow, the tournament. I'll stand on that mat and prove that Kuroda blood is not weak.
The hours slipped by in silence. Tetsuya did not sleep. He sat in the chair beside Kai's bed, watching the dark sky through the window. When dawn finally broke, Kai's bruise had darkened to a deep, angry purple. The bathroom mirror showed him the truth.
It's worse than yesterday. Everyone will see. They'll think I am weak.
But when he walked into the kitchen, his father was already dressed in his plain navy windbreaker, 2 bowls of rice on the table.
Eat. You'll need every bit of strength today.
Sensei, Masaki called our blood weak. Is it true, Dad?
He is a fool who mistakes cruelty for strength. Kuroda blood is the foundation of that dojo. Remember that.
Kei searched his father's face. There was no anger, only a calm so deep it felt like the bottom of the ocean.
And today, I will remind them what that foundation is made of.
The tournament hall was 30 minutes away. Tetsuya pressed the accelerator. The tournament hall loomed ahead, its parking lot already crowded with families. Tetsuya parked without a word. Inside, the air buzzed with anticipation. Red mats gleamed under bright lights. Masaki stood near the officials' table, and his eyes found Kai immediately.
Well, the little yellow belt showed up. Did you bring your father to hold your hand?
I won't let him see, I am afraid. Father said, our blood is the foundation.
Let him talk. Words can't hurt you now. Remember why we came.
They approached the registration table. Kai's division, 10-year-old yellow belt, second match of the morning. At the judging panel, Grandmaster Yoshihiro sat in his formal howery, but his focus was on the smartphone in his hand.
So, Masaki struck a child for a kanji correction, and the boy is Tetsuya's son. The old laws demand an answer.
He set the phone aside. When his eyes lifted, the gentle grandfather was gone, replaced by the iron gaze of a grandmaster. Kai took his place in line with the other yellow belts. Tetsuya stayed near the wall, his hands deep in his pockets. The fuse was lit. The announcer's voice boomed through the hall. First match, Kai Kuroda versus Hiroshi Tanaka. Kai stepped onto the red mat, heart pounding.
Remember, boy, a weak bloodline can't be hidden in the ring. Try not to embarrass the dojo.
Tetsuya's hands curled into fists inside his pockets, the seams of his windbreaker straining, but he didn't move.
Don't listen. He's nothing. Father believes in me. I'll prove him wrong with every strike.
The match began. Tanaka lunged forward with a fast jab. Kai hesitated, and the point scored. The scoreboard flashed 1-0 from the official's table. Masaki smirked. He didn't speak, but his expression dripped with contempt.
Breathe, Kai. The match isn't over. Your footwork is sharp. Now, strike.
With 20 seconds left, Kai found his rhythm. He feinted low, then snapped a crisp reverse punch to the chest. Points scored, 1-1. The judges conferred as the buzzer sounded. Kai's superior form gave him the win by technical decision. He had survived, barely. Masaki's smirk vanished. He glared at Kai, then turned away. A venomous promise in his eyes. The real fight hadn't even started. Kai slipped away from the crowd, heading for the locker room. His rapid breaths echoed down the empty corridor. A shadow fell over him. Masaki blocked the hallway, arms crossed, a predator's grin on his face.
You think winning one match cleanses that weak blood of yours? If you embarrass this dojo, you'll never step inside again. I'll make sure of it.
My hands tremble, but I won't let him see. Father taught me that courage is quiet.
Tetsuya noticed Kai hadn't returned. His eyes scanned the hall, and then he moved fast. Grandmaster Yoshihiro. Behind a pillar, stilled. Masaki's voice carried the distinct poison of a bully.
He corners children now, and the boy's cheek. The proof is undeniable.
Masaki leaned in close, his whisper sharp as a blade. You won't survive the end of this tournament.
You are wrong. My blood is Kuroda. It's stronger than your threats.
The second match was called. Kai's opponent was a head taller, a brown belt with a fierce scowl. Masaki stepped up as referee.
Another chance to embarrass yourself. Don't waste my time with your weak bloodline.
Father's voice is louder than his. Quiet strength. I am Kuroda.
The match began. Kai struck first, a clean front kick to the chest, but Masaki's hand sliced the air. No point.
No point. Sloppy form. Yellow belt kick.
Tetsuya's jaw tightened, but he stayed still. From the judging table, Yoshihiro's pen pressed deeper into the paper. Kai reset. He remembered his father's calm in the kitchen that morning. And then he moved.
This blow is for Kuroda.
A feint, then a perfect spinning back kick that connected square in the chest. The opponent hit the mat. The point was undeniable. The crowd erupted. Masaki's face twisted, not in anger, but in the cold realization that the boy wasn't weak. And that terrified him. As Kai stepped off the mat, Masaki's hand shot out and clamped around the boy's wrist, yanking him to a halt.
You think that kick changes anything? I'll bury you. You'll never wear a gi in this dojo again.
His grip hurts, but I won't scream. Father wouldn't scream.
A navy sleeve moved between them. Tetsuya's hand closed over Masaki's arm, and he stepped forward, placing himself in front of his son.
That's enough.
Look at this. The windbreaker dad thinks he's a protector. What are you, a school teacher? Go grade papers.
Soon, you'll wish I had only graded papers.
Tetsuya said nothing else, but Masaki felt the shift, a predator recognizing another. And for the first time, his sneer faltered. Across the hall, Yoshihiro lowered his phone. He had recorded the entire exchange. The dojo's shame was now his weapon.
He didn't even raise his voice. That's real strength. Someday, I'll be exactly like him.
Grandmaster Yoshihiro raised a hand. Lunch recess for all judges, he announced, his voice cutting through the hum. He retreated to a small antechamber, his shadow long against the shoji screens. A senior assistant followed, face pale.
We invoke the Family Honor Protection Clause of the Kuroda Charter. Fetch the hereditary belt from the vault.
The assistant's breath caught. That clause hadn't been invoked in over 60 years. He bowed deeply and hurried out. In the tournament hall, Tetsuya felt a shift in the air. His gaze found the judge's table. Yoshihiro was gone.
He left the table. Something is being set in motion. and I know what it feels like to have the dojo's full weight behind you.
At the dojo, the assistant knelt before a sealed cabinet. The wood groaned as it opened, revealing a black belt. With steady hands, he wrapped it in white silk and placed it in a lacquered box. The belt hadn't seen light in 20 years. Yoshihiro stood by the window of the antechamber, watching a bird trace the sky. Soon, he whispered to himself, Tetsuya's hands in his pockets, clenched and unclenched. He had built a quiet life, but the dojo wasn't done with him yet. The lunch break had brought a fragile quiet over the hall, but when Yoshihiro walked to the center of the mat, every conversation died. He raised a wooden gavel and struck it 3 times. The sound echoed like a funeral toll.
By the authority vested in the Kuroda Dojo, I invoke the Family Honor Protection Clause of our 200-year-old charter. A child of the founder's bloodline has been struck within these walls. His name is Kai Kuroda.
That yellow belt? Founder's bloodline? You are losing your mind, old man.
The line is intact, and its protector, the last formal disciple, holder of the hereditary 5th-degree black belt, is Tetsuya Kuroda.
A collective gasp swept the hall. Tetsuya felt every eye turn toward him.
Dad, you are a black belt?
Tetsuya gave a single, slow nod. His silence was louder than any declaration. Yoshihiro extended his arm, and the assistant placed a lacquered box in his hand. He lifted the lid and draped the black belt over his forearm. The gold kanji caught the light, spelling a name that had founded these walls.
This belt was woven for Tetsuya Kuroda 20 years ago. It carries the hereditary right of the dojo's 5th-degree rank. By our charter, harm to a bloodline child is harm to the dojo itself. Kai Kuroda is the heir. Masaki, you have struck the founder's own line.
20 years. I never thought I'd see it again. Not like this.
That's my name. Our name. Father really was a master.
Masaki's face turned the color of old paper. The belt wasn't a prop. It was a death sentence.
He's not a school teacher. He's a hereditary 5th degree. I struck the founder's line. The old man will destroy me.
The clause is clear. The offense demands an honor match. Masaki, you will face Tetsuya Kuroda on this mat.
Dad hasn't fought in 20 years. But his eyes... they're ready.
The Grandmaster's finger found Tetsuya in the crowd. The question hung in the air. An honor match. The silence stretched.
This is absurd. He's a school teacher. 20 years out of practice. That belt proves nothing.
The charter does not recognize your fear. The match is called. Step onto the mat or forfeit your rank.
He's wrong. The body remembers what the years tried to bury. Every movement is still there.
Tetsuya looked at Kai. No words, just a slight nod, and Kai understood. He unzipped his windbreaker and slipped it off. The simple gray tee beneath seemed to transform him. He folded the windbreaker once, then twice, and handed it to Kai without looking away from the mat. Tetsuya stepped onto the red mat. His bare feet made no sound, yet every person in the hall felt the weight.
Dad, you really are a master.
Masaki stumbled forward, his bravado stripped. The 2 men faced each other. Gray T against black G. Yoshihiro raised his arm, the signal poised. The hall held its breath, waiting for the drop. Yoshihiro's arm sliced down. Hajime. Masaki exploded forward. A bull unleashed. A wild hook tore through the air. All Masaki's weight behind it. The crowd gasped. Tetsuya tilted his head a centimeter. The fist found nothing but air.
He didn't even move his feet. That's what a real master looks like.
Masaki's foot swept low. A dirty kick meant to shatter a knee. Tetsuya's shin met it solidly, and the kick died.
12 openings. But let him tire. Let Kai see what control looks like.
Masaki charged again, arms wide. Tetsuya caught the lead wrist, spun, and used the momentum to send him past.
He's not fighting. He's teaching a lesson. For me.
Fight me. Coward, stop running.
Tetsuya didn't flinch. His eyes, calm as still water, promised something far worse than a punch, and then Tetsuya moved. A single step inside, and his knee buried into Masaki's ribs.
He's faster than me. That's impossible. He's just a teacher.
A palm strike slammed into Masaki's chest. The sound was a hollow thud, and he staggered back. Desperation flickered in Masaki's eyes. He dropped low and swept his leg at Tetsuya's ankles. But Tetsuya wasn't there. He leaped, a weightless arc. His heel found Masaki's shoulder on the way down. Masaki hit the mat like a sack of grain, his black gi pooling around him. The crowd gasped. But Masaki's pride was a stubborn root. He clawed at the mat and pushed himself up, swaying but standing. Tetsuya watched, and for a moment, his hard eyes softened. Not pity, regret.
Dad could end it, but he's waiting, like a true sensei.
Masaki spat blood onto the red mat. His body was broken, but his sneer returned. The fight wasn't over yet. A raw scream tore from Masaki's throat. He lunged, a wild haymaker thrown with every ounce of his fury. Tetsuya stepped inside the arc, his left hand deflecting the arm. For a frozen instant, Masaki was weightless. Then Tetsuya's hip connected, and the throw was perfect. Upon Seoi Nage, Masaki's back crashed into the mat. Before the echo died, Tetsuya was on him. His forearm pressed across Masaki's throat, pinning him to the red mat. Yoshihiro's voice cut the silence.
1.
Stay. Don't make me press harder. This ends when you accept it.
Masaki's body bucked, his legs kicking, but Tetsuya's hold was a mountain. His pitiful blows rained against Tetsuya's ribs without effect.
2.
The count was slow, deliberate. Masaki's eyes bulged, veins standing. Tetsuya's face remained stone. The hall watched, breath held.
3.
Masaki's palms slammed the mat, once, twice, a frantic, terrified surrender. Instantly, the pressure on his throat vanished. Tetsuya rose, stepping back as if the man on the floor no longer existed. Masaki remained on his knees, gasping, his black gi soaked with sweat and shame. The tournament hall was stone quiet. No one moved. 11 seconds had passed. Tetsuya turned toward the Grand Master and bowed, deep, formal, without a trace of triumph. Then he walked off the mat toward his son, his bare feet silent on the wooden floor.
He didn't even look back at Masaki. There's no victory in this, just justice.
He reached Kai and, wordlessly, took his folded windbreaker from the boy's trembling hands. The match was over. The honor of the Kuroda dojo stood restored, but the final reckoning was only beginning. Yoshihiro raised his hand. The tournament hall fell into absolute silence, waiting for the gavel that had already struck.
Masaki, your instructor license is hereby annulled. You are dismissed permanently from the Kuroda dojo.
Masaki's head snapped up, his mouth opening to protest, but the words died in his throat.
Effective immediately, you are banned from the regional federation. No dojo under its authority may accept you.
His hand lifted a document that bore the dojo's official seal. The photographic evidence was clipped to the front.
This evidence will be submitted to the authorities. You will face criminal charges for assault on a minor.
Masaki's face crumpled. The bravado, the sneer, the years of cruelty, all stripped in a single heartbeat.
A public ban. Criminal charges. Everything. For one strike on a yellow belt.
The tournament hall remained silent, the weight of the dojo's law pressing down on every soul present. Tetsuya, windbreaker back on, set a hand on Kai's shoulder. The hereditary belt still lay folded over the Grand Master's arm. 2 security guards took Masaki by the arms. His feet dragged, his head bowed as they led him past the silent rows of spectators. A low murmur spread through the crowd. The weight of what had just happened settled over the hall like a blanket.
Kai Kuroda, step forward.
Kai looked up at his father. Tetsuya's hand gave a gentle push. Go.
My legs feel like water, but I am a Kuroda. I won't stumble.
This belt is yours by blood and by heart. Wear it when you are ready.
The gold kanji seemed to glow as the belt passed from the Grandmaster's hands. Kai's small hands rose, trembling. The fabric was heavy with history, but his grip was steady.
You carry it now. Not for me, for yourself.
And in the center of the silent hall, Kai Kuroda held the family belt, his eyes shining not with tears of pain, but with the promise of tomorrow. And finally, Kai let the tears fall. He clutched the family belt against his chest and cried.
The fight is over. These aren't weak tears. These are Kuroda tears.
Tetsuya knelt and wrapped his arms around Kai, pulling him into a tight embrace.
I am proud of you, more than you'll ever know.
From the mat's edge, Yoshihiro watched the embrace. His stern face softened with a single, approving nod. Behind them, the Kuroda dojo students and their families bowed, a wave of white jizz bending in silence. A whisper rippled through the crowd. Kai was not weak. He was a hero.
Someday, I'll tie this belt around my waist. Until then, I'll train every day.
Father and son bowed to each other, then to Grandmaster Yoshihiro. The ceremony was complete. The bruise on Kai's cheek remained, but no one saw weakness anymore. They saw the heir to the Kuroda legacy. They slipped into the silver sedan. The tournament hall shrank in the rearview mirror. In the passenger seat, Kai unfolded the black belt across his lap. The gold kanji caught the afternoon light.
This really is our name, and I'll make it shine brighter than it ever has.
Tetsuya glanced over, then focused on the road. His hands were steady on the wheel.
You don't have to prove anything to anyone, not after today.
But I want to. I want to be like you, Dad. Really.
When you are ready, I'll train you like he trained me.
Kai nodded, his grip tightening on the belt. The bruise on his cheek felt like a badge now, not a wound. The road stretched ahead, the future finally clear. He wouldn't tie it today, but the promise was made, and the dojo would be their sanctuary every Saturday. 6 years passed in the rhythm of training. Every Saturday, the dojo doors opened for Kai Kuroda. The boy who once cried on the mat now struck the heavy bag with precision, his yellow belt long gone.
Green, purple, brown, each color a step. But the black belt is still hanging in my closet.
Evening practices, just father and son, under the moon. Tetsuya taught not just technique, but patience. Before every session, Kai bowed to the dojo, not as a ritual, but as thanks. Yoshihiro watched from the shadows, his old eyes seeing a legacy reborn. At 16, Kai Kuroda stood taller than his father, his gi blue, his brown belt knotted with care.
Dad's old photo. I'll stand like that. Soon.
The Grandmaster summoned him to the front mat. The entire dojo stilled.
Your training is complete. Tomorrow, you test for the black belt.
The test was merciless. Kata, sparring, endurance. Kai endured it until his gi clung to his skin, and the final bow of the day was his.
Kai Kuroda, Rize.
From the lacquered box, he lifted the belt, the hereditary belt that had waited 6 years.
You have earned the right. Wear it with the honor of the line that forged it.
Kai's hands closed on the ends. He tied it with the same knot his father had taught him when he was 10.
He did it. The boy who wouldn't cry now wears his tears as strength.
Yoshihiro and Tetsuya exchanged a single look. A burden passed, a promise kept. Then Kai bowed to the dojo, to his master, and finally to his father. The kanji Kuroda gleamed at his waist.
Thank you, Dad. I finally understand.
And the next Saturday, Kai Kuroda walked into the dojo, not as a student, but as a master ready to teach.